And viewers, there's a serial killer on the loose in Bengaluru. In the last 1 year, it has claimed 6 lives in the IT city in full public view. And yet, there's absolutely no action against the culprit. Even as victims continue to fall prey, the killers I'm referring to, viewers, are the ominous potholes. Now a landmark of most cities in the city billed as a Silicon Valley of India. Just days after 44-year-old Supreeth succumbed in fact to his injuries sustained after his motorcycle skid off a pothole, another video has come to light where a lady narrowly escaped serious injuries. In this video, a woman can be seen riding a scooter as she skids and falls on the road as the vehicle moves over a pothole. As she falls, her head bounces off the concrete road, which could have been deadly. Fortunately, the rider was wearing a helmet and no major injuries were reported, and also the rider who was in the vehicle behind was at a slower speed. Had he been at a higher speed, perhaps would not have been able to stop in time. What's shocking, or perhaps more of a norm now after the outrage, is that the BBMP swung into action, swiftly filling ditches, not with tar but with sand. Times Now spoke with Rijit, the man on whose dash cam this incident was captured.
It was a usual day for me to office. Like I was doing a ramp up, climbing a ramp up, and suddenly I saw a lady just skidded and fallen down. Instantly I realized there was a pothole, and because of that she has fallen down. So I immediately rushed to the spot. So I switched off my car, so dash cam also stopped there. I believe that there was no fracture, but she was badly bruised, and it was pretty bad fall. So it felt pretty bad to see a person falling not because of his fault, right, and because of the infrastructure issues, right? So it's like, it's not her fault, nothing of her fault. She was just going in a road. She believed that the roads are good, but the roads are bad, and not because of her fault she has fallen down. I'm not sure who is going to be responsible, who can take responsibility for this. Right?
I'm standing right now on the flyover leading to Kyarpuram from Kalyan Nagar. Now this is the exact spot where the accident took place. Right now you can see all that they've done is yet another shoddy patchwork, and there is no asphalt. There is just some gravel and mud that has been used to cover it, and probably it has been done very recently. There's all the mud has almost come off at this point in time, and probably if it's not asphalted in the next 24 hours, you'll see the pothole once again revived in this road. And this is a flyover, mind you, and across this stretch of the flyover there are multiple such potholes.
Initially there was a white topping done, and now the white topping is being broken and metro is being constructed. So, and there are potholes all through.
We are just off Millers Road heading towards Chalokya Circle in Bengaluru, and here you can see right opposite the BWSSB office a huge crater of sort that has come up, and it's not very clear what's the reason for this, but you can see what it has led to is a huge traffic pile-up, because pots have been put up to ensure that the commuters don't really move onto this particular stretch, which could lead to, of course, hazardous consequences. And almost half of the road has been used up, which is funneling traffic to one side and causing a lot of inconvenience. We've seen a lot of pothole menace in Bengaluru. Now, what's the reason for this and what is the excuse the officials are going to give is something that's going to be interesting to note.
And the spot where Deepak was standing was just 500 meters away from the State Assembly, the Vidhan Sauda. It was an audacious negligence that claimed the life of Supreeth, who was on his way to work. But what added insult to injury was the fact the victim was booked for negligent and rash driving. We approached the family of the victim, and in fact, cops had refused to rectify and make changes to the FIR. We're now joined by Laxman Nimbargi, the Deputy Commissioner West Bengaluru, who's been at the receiving end of people's wrath. First and foremost question to you, in fact, is that what happened in this incident connected to Supreeth? Because the family says they did mention to the cops that death was due to a pothole, but the FIR was registered under negligence of the driver. How can this be protocol?
On 22nd August 2022, the Surakshit gave a complaint in Badarali police station saying that his brother Supreeth was working in a private firm, and he was travelling from Sunkadkatte to Hirehalli in his two-wheeler bike. While on the road around 12:30, he fell down from the bike due to a pothole on the road. So then he was shifted to the local hospital. Then for the higher treatment he was shifted to the Apollo hospital, but unfortunately he died on 22nd August 2022 early morning at 4 a.m. So based on that he gave the complaint, and the police registered the FIR under section 304A279 IPC. But on 25th Surakshit again after seeing the CCTV footage of incident, then he realized what exactly happened, then he gave the complaint saying that the pothole was there on the road, and because of the pothole,
Right.
the bike wheels got stuck. And
No, but that's the point.
His brother.
Yeah, that's the point I'm making, sir. Why did the family who had to go through such a traumatic experience have to come back to the police station to do that? That was a basic duty of the cops in the first place, because what you're otherwise telling them is that the victim, the deceased, is actually the reason for the death.
No, in the first instant the case was given, he died because of the accident, and in the complaint copy they didn't mention how it happened and why it happened. And then later, after looking into the CCTV footage, even the police as well as the family members looked into it, and they gave the further statement saying that it is because of the negligence by the local officers and contractor. So based on that, the investigation will be done.
Well, negligence just of the BBMP. Of course, the BBMP is responsible for the upkeep of the roads. Incidentally, over 6,600 crores of budget in 3 years that have been given to BBMP. Despite that, the citizens have to go through this. Or in this particular case of Supreeth, was it also the negligence of the cops? We leave it to our viewers to figure out. For the moment, that's all we have on the Newshour at 10 agenda.